Powdered wigs might be back. It might not be 2024, but maybe like 2034. There's going to be a colony of powdered wig wearing, hand tool using, piano playing people.
Yeah, I agree. It's inevitable. You can't avoid it.
Disturbing the peace with some peace of mind. Sleeping in jeans, I'ma need a night. OD on the cheap advice. OC on the cheapest flight. Lately I've been on the move trying to get to something. But I told her I've been running just to see the sights.
I bought an $18 bouncy ball yesterday.
What?
Well, I need a bouncy ball for a video, and so I was like, and so of course this is how my brain goes. It's like, well, if I'm going to spend money on a bouncy ball, I might as well get a nice one. And so then I'm doing all this research.
You do hours of research on
hours
bouncy
of
balls.
research, yeah, because it needed to be like big enough to show up on camera. It couldn't be a little one. It'd be like a big one. But it also couldn't be like a dog ball because those like bounce, but not like really well, you know? So then I was looking for like the biggest, most solid, super bouncy ball. And I came up with, it's called a Play G-Force. And it is
wow.
an expensive
there's like
bouncy ball.
Full blogs that just review bouncy balls at Bouncy Ball Tech.
I had remembered that there's a whole world of bouncy juggling, like you juggle but you bounce it, you know?
Oh, really?
And I remembered that, and I remember there was a bunch of nerds that were talking about bounce ratios, and like 90% bounce ratio is what you strive for with a bouncy ball. And so then after remembering that, I was like, well, if I'm gonna spend money on a bouncy ball, it has to have a 90% bounce ratio.
Of course.
So that's what I got. Got an $18 90% bounce ratio bouncy ball.
Wow. Hey, I support. That sounds like a great purchase for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to come in handy for one video, and then I'll never use it again, but whatever.
Yeah. That or it'll just reignite your juggling circus career and you'll be fully back into it.
Dude, I was back on all the old juggling websites looking for this bouncy ball, and I literally almost bought a whole new set of juggling clubs with my order. I was like, oh my God, the PX4s came out? I only have PX3s.
Oh my God.
Carbon dowels?
I don't even know what that means, but I'm sure it'd come in handy somehow.
No. Well,
you need it in one
I'm going to
video.
get back into it. I'm going to start
You
juggling
already juggled
again.
in a video though, so maybe
No, I'm
going to
do it for
handy.
I'm going to do it for pleasure, not business.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I always wanted to get 5 clubs consistent, but I never got really consistent at it.
5 clubs?
Yeah, I qualified,
so
which
that means you
means
could do 4 consistently.
Yeah, I can do 4 consistently,
Dang.
but to qualify a round of juggling, you have to get twice the amount of things you're juggling. So if you're juggling 5, you have to get 10 catches. So I've qualified, and then it qualifies. So I've qualified 5 clubs a lot. I've done it a ton of times, but I don't think I've ever gotten past like 20 catches. I want to be able to get to like 100.
Well, then you should have ordered some juggling clubs.
Well, I still
you
have some.
The PX5s.
The PX4s have carbon dowels, dude. Mine have PVC dowels.
Oh, God. No wonder you can't juggle 5 at a time.
I know. And now they make them in solid colors, too. So it's like you could get them in like solid, like matte green. They look so cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love how that's a... What were they before that? Just like multicolored, polka dotted and striped?
I have the PX3 Vegas clubs, which they're like shiny kind of like they're like when you would think of a juggling club, how there's like white in the middle and then shiny on both sides and then a white handle. It's like that.
Yeah, no one wants that.
But growing up, one of my juggling friend, the guy that really got me into it, had a pair of silver Vegas PX3s, and those looked sick.
Man.
I still think about them.
Man, well, if you're first joining us, welcome to Friends with Benedicts. We're a podcast that reviews circus, tech, and juggling clubs.
And movies we haven't seen.
Yeah.
I'm feeling excited to get to the bottom of things today.
Get to the bottom of what?
I don't know, whatever we get up to.
Oh yeah, me too, actually.
Whatever we get up to, we're getting to the bottom of. That's what I'll say about today's episode.
We are going to get to the bottom of it, especially since we didn't even talk about what we want to talk about, but it seems fitting to make this the New Year's extravaganza.
Yeah.
At the time it's released, I think it's like New Year's Day or maybe January 2nd. I don't know.
I think it is New Year's Day. I'm pretty sure, which is amazing.
Man, so if we're your first podcast of 2024, once again, reconsider your decisions. You can find a much more valuable
That is not
podcast.
A good way to start the new year. Actually, maybe it is because it's only up. It's only up from here.
That's true. Make sure you always have room for improvement.
Right.
That's what New Year's is all about, starting at the bottom.
That's right. Well, thank you to everyone that tuned into our Christmas extravaganza. I saw it was 2 of 10 on YouTube. It was 1 of 10 for a little while too. So,
yeah, people love Christmas.
Yep.
Did you have a good Christmas?
I had a great Christmas. I got a 3-gallon bag of Qdoba chips.
What?
Yeah. No kidding.
Wow, that's a gift.
Mm-hmm. It's going to take me... And I got 48 rolls of Fruit by the Foot.
Whoa.
The Costco box. Yeah. And there's probably only 30 left.
How'd you get Qdoba chips? Does someone work for Qdoba?
I really have no clue. I don't know. It was from my little sister and her boyfriend, and it was wrapped and everything, and I opened it and I was like, how do you acquire such a thing?
It's 100% from the dumpster. They definitely dumpster dove those chips.
Jake from here can see my kitchen cabinets. It takes up a whole kitchen cabinet.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a huge bag of chips. Yeah. How was your Christmas?
Man, it was great. It was so good. After we talked about Christmas not having anything new to offer, I discovered the greatest Christmas song of all time.
Yeah, you did.
So that was a good discovery. Awesome. It's called El Burrito de Belén, and it's so good. So I got a new favorite Christmas song. Hung out with family.
Nice.
I got some fingerboard stuff.
Ooh.
I got some plant stuff.
Wow.
It was great.
I'll ask about that off air because we already talked about juggling stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that was Christmas.
Well, Christmas is now behind us, and so we set our sights on the new year. Full of all kinds of new things, new trends, new, I don't know, probably some kind of crazy world meltdown since we get at least one a year. Yeah,
totally.
Like, who knows what's in store?
Definitely, man. I'm sure I've said it before, but New Year's is like, it's my favorite holiday. I think it's so cool to have a time that everyone just kind of collectively tries to do better and be better and like dream bigger. And I don't know. I think it's really cool. I think a lot of people think New Year's resolutions are lame because the statistics of them lasting are pretty dismal, but I don't think that's the point,
Yeah.
Like implementing habits isn't easy. So it makes sense that there's a pretty high failure rate. But hey,
if you made it happen this year, good on you. Congratulations. No one ever takes the time before New Year's to say, "Hey, good job on this year." Yeah. Because I agree. I love New Year's. I love resolutions. To me, they're like more important than like basically any other part of the holidays other than family time. It's like family time ranks highest, and then number 2 is New Year's resolutions. I take it very seriously. And I think this was the first year this is the first year in like 5 years I didn't complete my New Year's resolution, which is fine. But yeah, I wanted to write and film a whole short film that was like not like that was like scripted, and it didn't happen. So
yeah,
I forgive myself. I kind of I kind of didn't really fall in love with the idea like right after I made that resolution anyway. So whatever.
Yeah.
Do you remember yours?
Yeah. I remember not really making anything super concrete for resolutions last year. It was more of just like visions and ideas.
Yeah.
I'm sure if I haven't done this yet. I usually do pull up my list of like visions and dreams and whatever and go through it. And that's again part of what I love so much about New Year's is the like reflecting on the year, seeing where you came, and then setting forth the ideas moving forward. So I haven't really done the reflection part, but man, pretty stoked on how the year went in general. But
yeah, me too. I feel like it was a good one.
Yeah, but I got my sights set on 2024.
Do you have a New Year's resolution?
Yeah, I got a couple. We're still workshopping it for sure.
Okay. Yeah.
But one of them, I think you'll be interested in, appreciate. I think I'm doing no alcohol 2024.
Whoa, dang.
Yeah. Now that you've done all of the research on non-alcoholic wine, I figured, hey, seems
that
like
was
the
what was
time to
holding
get
back.
in.
That's what was holding you back all along.
That's what was like, man, I would love to quit, but that wine, you know?
Yeah. Well, I have indeed found the best of the worst. I will say, Bailey tried my favorite non-alcoholic wine, and her reaction was, oh. But I think it gets close. Okay. I think it gets close. I think it's pretty good. So yeah, welcome, dude. I think that's a great one. I will say, like, I'm always hesitant to say this because I don't want it to sound like too much of a prescription, but it is the best decision I ever made. In my whole life, I cannot look back on one singular decision that was better than that. So I applaud you.
Yeah, that gets me so stoked to hear, because that's the thing is it's like it's never been a major problem for me. Mm-hmm. But the thing that I have noticed is like it's just enough that when I do it, it messes with my sleep, which messes with my creativity the next day, and it's just kind of this like cycle that's like, man, even if that's only whatever, 20% of, 20% is a lot. Like,
yeah.
Whatever the percentage is, even if that's like a percentage of the year's sleep and creativity, man, what a easy trade-off. But I sure am talking a lot for having not done it yet. So we'll see.
I think you'll be fine. I mean, I've been with you through big chunks of time where you haven't had alcohol, and I think you're past the threshold of it really mattering a whole lot anyway.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I'm like not worried about being able to do it. I'm talking a lot for what the benefits are.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. I'm talking a lot on the benefits, even though I haven't actually done it yet. But yeah, I don't know. I've got really aware lately of how it messes with my sleep.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of the keystone thing is like, dude, sleep is such a secret weapon for creativity. It's unbelievable. Like if you're stuck on an idea and then you get a good night's sleep, I've just found that answer so many creative problems for me before. Dude,
I've had two of my last 3 videos have been ideas I had in dreams.
Really?
Which that's like a side, an offshoot of the benefits of sleep. But my dreams have been hooking me up lately. It's been sick.
Whoa. Dude, that's crazy. We're on such a similar page because I've started dream journaling, which, I've been reading about, and you're supposed to like physically move as little as possible before you write your dream down. Because like the more you move and interact with the physical world, the more your brain just like forgets the dream.
That's weird. I mean, I guess it makes sense.
Yeah. So I mean, for me, it's just a note on my phone, but like I'm trying to keep track of every dream I can remember, because then supposedly it just makes you better and better at remembering your dreams.
Oh, cool. That'll be cool. So maybe that could be a good New Year's transition for me potentially. I'm still kind of on the hunt for my resolution. I think probably I'll have a superficial one and then a you know, like actual one. I haven't figured out my actual one yet, but my superficial one I think is 100,000 YouTube subscribers. I think if I really put my mind to it, I think I could do it. And I'm Mr. Preaching about how it doesn't matter, but I do think it opens a door as far as my work life that would be very nice to have open. So
Totally. Yeah, I think that's one of those goals that's like, it's out of your control to a certain extent, but part of it like also is, it's a goal that allows you to do something about, but you're not necessarily in control of the outcome.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. That's why I'm not like super like, I'm not going to be bummed if it doesn't happen, but I feel like if it's in the back of my mind, then maybe, I don't know, I just want to take what I do more seriously instead of being so willy-nilly about it. And like,
man, well, you're making big time progress in that. It seems like your channel lately has been so focused, which has been sick. But yeah, like the subscriber thing, I've seen just with, you know, other friends on YouTube, talking to people on YouTube. It's so annoying that it's mostly still that brands haven't really caught up to realize that number doesn't matter. So like regardless of how your videos perform or anything, it's like brands care more about the subscribers. And if someone has 1 million subscribers, but they're getting 10,000 views per video, they'll get paid more than someone with 10,000 subscribers getting 50K per video.
Yeah, so. I would be pretty psyched to get 10K views per video though too. That would be a sick threshold as well. But yeah, I'm just in it for the money, you know?
Yeah, totally. That's what we've come to know about you. Only doing it for the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see how that goes.
I will say real quick, backtracking on the alcohol thing, the one thing that like unlocked it for me, honestly, one of the things that's been holding me back is my favorite brewery on the planet, Ratio, is just like super close to my house, and every Wednesday they have a free comedy night, and I had a pretty big milestone achieved this year where now I'm recognized as a local. Me and my girlfriend go enough that they recognize both of us. They know we're regulars at the comedy show. So I was like, man, if I quit drinking, how am I going to keep being a regular at the brewery comedy show? Which is a really lame excuse, but basically now they have tons of non-alcoholic beers and ciders and seltzers and stuff. So I got no excuse. I can still be a regular at the comedy show.
Dude, that's great. And the whole world of the non-alcoholic fake alcohol drinks is growing. Like every day there's some new like thing that comes up, and like there's non-alcoholic rum and vodka.
Yeah. There's a bar in Denver. Actually,
it's close to you, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it went out of business though.
Oh, classic.
There was a non-alcoholic bar in Denver.
Yeah. That's crazy. You have to do both. If you're a bar, you kind of got to do both.
You do have to do both for sure.
Yeah, I feel like for a lot of people, the biggest holdup is the social aspect of things. And that one is super real, but my whole perspective on that is like it's just like anything, you practice and you get better at it. And then you get to the point where when you are in those situations, you're like the truest version of yourself that could be in that situation, which to me is better than a fake, more social version, I guess. Because I just had the trouble where it was like, I would be really outgoing and everything in a social situation because of the alcohol. But then at the end of the day, or the next morning, I would just be like, wow, it was like someone else was there. It wasn't even me, you know?
Or even just question how you came across, because you know how you felt.
Yeah.
But then you wake up the next day and you're like, was the way I felt actually how I came across?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like you kind of, you don't have a full grip on like what you actually were like.
Yeah, it's true. But if anyone is on that on that journey as well, I would just say, coming from a hyper introverted person, you get better at it. Like, it's just like anything, you practice and it gets way easier. The first couple of months is pretty brutal, but after that, it's like you completely figure out how to be in a social situation. And that was important to me too, is like, I'm going to keep going to parties. And I went to a Harry Potter party and had an awesome time this last Halloween. And I remember all of it. And I was totally myself. And it was great.
Were you just slamming butter beers the whole time?
Well, no, actually, I shouldn't say I was completely sober, though, because Alec brought cigarettes, which is not really my thing. I've only had 2 ever, one in Barcelona and one on Halloween. But I'm such a lightweight. I took 1 hit of this cigarette and I was on Mars, dude. Because I haven't had mind altering substances in like years. And so
yeah.
I immediately got nauseous and was just like, this is too much. I'm dizzy.
Wow, that's amazing. It's pretty sick that 1 cigarette can do that.
Yeah, it was pretty absurd. And it was, I don't know, it must have been something, I don't know anything about cigarettes, but it seemed a lot more dense than what we had in Barcelona. It hit me like a freight train immediately. Oh,
man. Also could have been the altitude, you know?
Oh yeah, true. That's true. The altitude.
that's just the go-to excuse for anything in Colorado.
Yeah,
anything
that's so true.
It's just like, it's the altitude.
Oh my God. Right now we have at the resort, there's this huge group from, I don't know where, like Kentucky or something. It's this whole frat crew. And they're just getting annihilated, dude. Like you can just see them walking around, and you can just see a void within them that is like that can only be filled by being back at sea level.
Oh my gosh!
Kentucky, close to the sea.
Yeah. You got to be careful skiing around the holidays. There's some loose cannons up there.
Yeah, there are. The whole crew of them, like 25 of them, all went on like a 20-degree day wearing diapers, and I was just no. It's not even funny. It's just they're all like slammed.
At that point.
And none of them are that good, and so they're all falling and getting like like snow burn. It's been a crazy holiday season up here.
Yeah. Do you have any other resolutions, or are you still working on them? Maybe tentatively 100K subs.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely one. That's definitely my shallow one. I haven't figured out my the one I really care about yet, though. I think.
Yeah.
Love deeply.
Love and be loved.
Forgive and love.
I have a tentative resolution for just January. But I'm not going to lie. I'm far more afraid of this one than not drinking for an entire year. And it's a resolution that I think will annoy many, many people in my life.
All right.
I think I'm not going to text for all of January.
Wow. That would be pretty tight.
Yeah. And the annoying part, oh man, this is scary to say out loud. This is still tentative. I might not do this, but the thought was anytime I get a text from someone I know, I have to call them back. And I don't send any text messages.
Yeah.
So I think it would be really annoying, but I also think it would be such a massive life improvement if I do that.
Dude, texting is killing me. I hate texting so much. I think the further you distance yourself from your phone, because that's been a consistent goal of mine, is just like minimize the phone time. And I feel like I've done a pretty good job of it. Like I'm not nearly as attached to it as I used to be. And the more I do that and the more I'm present in my real life, the more a text message just like irks me so much.
Yeah.
It's so annoying. My favorite thing is the voice memos thing, or like when you send someone just like a voice thing, because then it's like super efficient.
Ooh.
That's been the game changer for me. Yeah, that's been the game changer.
Yeah, those are sick. Yeah, I don't know. I just like I'm so bad at texting because it does suck you back into your phone in a way that feels gross. But like,
it's so time consuming. All the like, tick, 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 tick. Yeah, I'm just not very fast at it too. So
yeah, and not only that, but then you have to think so hard about how it's coming across. Like to me, that's the biggest problem, and why I get so overwhelmed with it is I have to think about my response, and I have to think about how it's going to come across, and if the punctuation and capitalization and emojis convey my state of mood, and it's just such an overwhelming premise. And yeah, I mean, I've basically got it to the point now where like my parents don't text me at all. Well, they do a little bit, but they mostly just call me, and it's so much better because I get to like briefly catch up with them, hear what they needed to call or what they were going to text about, and just talk about it. And it's just so much better. But,
well, I hope this doesn't come off as shots fired, but I can say as a personal experiential participant in your texting habits, you are bad at it already. So I don't know if it's, and I am too. I mean, you texted me about New Year's like 2 weeks ago, if not more. So yeah, I mean, we're both bad at it.
You're the person in my life that mirrors my texting habits back to me. So that's why I'm like, okay, I got to do something about this, because Shaffer texts how I text, and it sucks.
All right. Yeah, I got a real problem about it.
But
the thing that sucks too is the immediate assumption, if you're on the other side of it, isn't, oh, he hates texting. It's like, oh, he hates me.
Yeah, well, and that's what I was going to say is like, for me though, it's almost a relief that you are the same as me, because I never assume you're mad at me or hate me or anything. I'm just like, he's the same as me. I get it, you know?
Yeah.
So it's almost like I
do know if you called me, I know I would, like, if not answer right away, I would call you back as soon as I saw you called me.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever called you and had you not answer. At least even just answer and be like, can I call you right back?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's true.
Texting should be abolished. We were talking about doing in and out 2024. Yeah. I think texting's out in 2024.
Yeah.
At least for you and me.
Yeah. I was thinking the same, honestly. We may as well dive into that. Like, we did this last year. We did predictions for what's in and out for 2024. I mean, I wrote down smartphone addiction, but I think, texting's right along in there.
We are in such an advanced place in our human culture. The fact that we're still texting is insane.
Yeah, well, that's a great point. Even just those voice memos are so underutilized.
Oh, for sure. We're going to look back on this like, oh, it was like we were still like sending pigeon letters to each other using pen. Like, that's how it feels.
You know what I just realized? And I think I probably already heard someone else say this, but the biggest problem with the voice memos is they need to just include a text transcription. Just like when you receive a voicemail on my iPhone, at least, it transcribes it to text.
Yeah.
They need to do that for the voice memos in text, because I love listening to it, but then if you need to like go back and remember what it was about, to be able to just see the transcription would be nice.
I also kind of wish it just automatically... It would be cool if it just automatically kept a transcription of... Yeah. Because it kind of feels weird too, and it sends the other person the thing that's like, so-and-so kept your voice message. Oh, yeah. You don't ever want to keep it because it's like, oh, I need to remember this. But then it's like, they're probably thinking I want to like remember this forever. So.
I'm going to fall asleep to this voice memo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I just set mine to auto keep all of them. So.
Oh, okay. I have to specifically say keep them all. It's like, it sucks that you get notified if I keep a voice memo.
Oh, nice. He liked that voice memo. He kept that one.
Yeah.
No, totally. I know what you mean.
But
yeah, dude, the smartphone addiction's got to be out for 2024. There's just...
Do you remember some of our 2023 ins and outs? I don't.
Yeah, I kind of wrote them down.
Oh,
so
you're such a good podcasty guy.
We can briefly hit them. You want last year's out or last year's in first?
Let's go with the in first.
Last year in for 2023. Quality over quantity, fingerboarding, AI, and the fear of AI. That's pretty much it.
Wow, we were very controversial, weren't we?
Yeah, I think we basically just kind of ended up talking a bunch and didn't really list a lot of things.
Okay.
But yeah.
Wow,
Quality,
the fear of AI as
fingerboarding,
being in
AI.
was real. That was
Hey.
real.
We were real prophets on that one.
Yeah, for real. There's everyone, I remember in the comments, everyone's like, no way. No one's going to be scared.
Yeah, I will say, I think the fear of AI is still there, but I think I'm less afraid now of the creative implications of it. Like, I think I am more confident in human creativity winning over AI creativity.
Yeah.
I'm far less afraid of that now than I was.
Dude, I agree, especially as you see people kind of implement it, and also seeing when people implement it and it's obvious and just being like, whoa, how gross does that feel? I got to take 2 seconds and just say, ski movie came out from my favorite ski movie creators of all time, The Bunch. It was called Census.
Bunch?
Yeah, we watched some Bunch movies in Barcelona,
you showed
remember?
me The Bunch last year.
So they had a new movie come out. I was so excited for it. I couldn't have been more stoked because I look forward to it every year. And it was a complete edit of FPV drones and AI videos of monkeys evolving into humans holding smartphones. And I just got to say, even though they'll never hear it, The Bunch, that was a full-on miss. You completely missed with this one. It was terrible. It was so terrible.
AI monkeys turning into humans?
Yes. And then it also opened with 8 minutes of like computer generated galaxy footage.
Weird.
And like,
because
dude,
it was supposed to be like evolution themed.
it was supposed to be themed of the fact that like there's this new technology, which is the drone, and it's like the interaction between the drone and the skier and all this stuff. But oh my God, I had such an insane headache after what it's like 20 minutes or something. I had a raging headache after 2 minutes of this stupid movie. And God, it was just so pretentious. What else do I have to say about it? Fake deep to the max. The soundtrack was bad. And I mean, I'm a big fan, you know? So all I got to say is Census is not worth your time.
Yeah, because you showed me the trailer.
Yeah.
And some of the FPV shots were sick.
Yeah. It just turns out that's all
overused?
it was with a bunch of AI generated stuff and super overused. The drone shot thing was like, it was such a disappointment. So anyway, that's my rant about Census. I wanted to like it so bad, but you can't get away with that type of thing. The fake deep people are evolving. Drones are with us. The AI monkeys are coming for us. The world power. It was just like, dude, it's skiing.
Yeah, I just think, I don't know, like stillness is going to be in, if that makes sense.
Dude, it really honestly has been on the rise, I feel like. There have been some YouTube channels popping up that have like, they are not the Mr. Beast format whatsoever, and they're blowing up. It's so cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, I mean, just you describing that premise, at least, feels overwhelming, feels a little stressful.
Yeah.
And like, man, we've got enough of that. Like, AI is taking over, the world is burning, everything is shit theme. That, man, when you come across something like still and grounded, it just feels so good. Dude,
especially when you go through the whole like AI is taking over the world and then try and be deep about it while also putting like ski footage in the middle of it. So frustrating. But yeah, you turned me on to I mean, these are not at all the same thing, so this is definitely a gear shift, but you turned me on to the Life of RZA YouTube channel, and like, man, what a breath of fresh air that is. It's so cool that she's doing so well.
Seriously.
With like truly spaced out.
Dude, yeah, to me, she seems like just the next, I don't know, like next pioneer of a genre of YouTube.
Yeah.
And yeah, because I started seeing her videos at like 3,000 subscribers or something, and it was just truly that feeling of like, this makes no sense that this hasn't blown up yet. And this year now, I think she's at like 500,000 or something, or close to it. Yeah. And yeah, it's like, it's slow. There's no hook intro to try to grab your attention. She's not saying, wait till the end of the video till I show you what happens next. And like, there's just none of that. It's just peaceful. It's like human. It's so good.
Yeah. It feels like definitely, well, Census, to me, that ski movie really felt like a critical mass. It's just like, you cannot go further and more obnoxious than this. It would be impossible. And now, to me, that was the tip of the pendulum swing. I was like, okay, we got to start moving backwards from this because this is absurd. Yeah. And like I said, they're not the same thing at all, but just as far as tone is concerned, the maximalist thing is just so unappealing to me. That includes the Mr. Beast format, like maximalism in all forms, the super fast paced text in your screen hook intro sort of thing. It's like, this is the year. I mean, the end of 2023, I started reading more. I started using my phone less, and no one's going to argue that that's like a far more holistic way to live a life. And I think maximum burnout is happening. TikTok is just like the short form video thing. It'll always be a thing. It's not going anywhere. I don't think it's out or anything, but there certainly is somewhat of a pendulum swing towards just chilling out a little bit from this ridiculous BS.
Totally. Yeah, totally. I mean, it's kind of jumping all over the place for me, but that was one of my, what's in for 24 is just physical mediums of art, physical mediums of entertainment. Like I just think the payoff for reading a book or interacting with a record when you listen to music, or going to a museum or a Meow Wolf or a comedy show, just these like real life physical art forms, I think that's just like gonna be more relevant and fulfilling than ever because of that critical mass we've reached with the digital stuff.
Yeah, I agree. It is funny how like living in the tangible world is really truly the most fulfilling thing.
Yeah, weird.
I don't know why it feels like such a like, whoa, I'm like so surprised to learn this, but
I know. Yeah,
it sure is great out there in the real world.
It sure is. Yeah, I know. Well, it's weird how truly split they feel. Like, it is weird that the internet truly just feels like its own universe. It feels like this completely different planet and universe that you get sucked into, and then you go and touch grass and say hi to your neighbor and hang out with your friends, and it's like, this is a different place than my life
you're like
is
internet
online.
Your internet avatar is a completely different person than you are.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, totally.
Should we be a little more like this year? Should we be a little more listicle about the ins and outs? Because those are the ins we said. Really quick, do you want to run me through the outs, and then maybe we make like a true list that we next year?
It. Yeah. Yeah. Let's be more organized.
Yeah.
2024 is all about organization.
Organization is in.
So yeah, last year in was quality fingerboarding, AI, fear of AI. Out for 2023, magic, looping short videos, hacks for watch time, caring about camera features, and crypto.
Wow. All right. Well, we did pretty good. I think the caring about camera features came to fruition I feel like FX3 became critical mass of all filmmaking gear. It's like all anyone ever uses and needs now. It's great.
Dude, the number of comments I got this year saying, what camera did you use? was probably, I could count on one hand.
Yeah.
Whereas like in 2022, it was probably in the hundreds or thousands.
Dude, it's pretty epic. I definitely feel like we reached the point everyone wanted to reach with. It's just like we have every frame rate, no crop factors, insane dynamic range. We're living in the future. It's amazing. So I'd say we're right about that.
Yeah. Crypto, I mean, Sam Bankman-Fried's in prison.
Yeah.
It still is what it is, I guess. I guess we're kind of right.
The crypto zoo people still haven't been paid back.
Yeah. Hacks for watch time. Yeah, I think that's becoming true. Like we said with Life of Riza, I think finally people are realizing you don't have to be like convincing people to watch. You just got to make something good.
Yeah.
Looping short videos, I feel like I'm seeing less of, for sure.
Yeah, I would say I am seeing less of them too. And every time I do see one, I curl up in a little ball and go,
yeah. And Magic, stronger than ever.
Unfortunately, I was wrong about Magic. When will it go away?
Dude. Harry Potter's coming back as a TV series.
I know. Okay. Okay. Here's what I'm saying is in for this year concerning Magic.
Okay.
Practical effect movie Magic is in this year.
Yeah. I like it.
I think we got a new Wes Anderson this year in 2023 that was heavily practical effects, and you had sets and you had costumes, and it completely stood out. And then you had that's the only movie I can think of, but I'm certain that the more practical effect. Oh, Beau is Afraid had a lot of practical effects. They built the whole set for it, and it was surreal and fun. And I think you're going to see more of that this year. More practical movie magic.
Yeah, I can't think of any movies either, but I think you're right.
At the end of this year, you're going to look back and you're going to be like, oh, there was a ton this year. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So is this the beginning of our listicle of ins?
Let's start. Let's go, and that's in.
Okay. In 2024, practical effects. I'm saying physical mediums, physical art. I think 4x3 has been in and will continue to be in. Which ties into some outs, but we're not on out yet, so I'll just keep it as that.
I think 4x3's got one solid year left, and then I think it's done.
Yeah, exactly. I honestly almost put it on out for this year, but I think it's going to continue to be strong this year for some reasons in the out section. So keep listening to find out what my out is.
Dude, yeah, I'm okay, we'll circle back to that. Let's see what else. I think something that's in is going to be the value and recognition of deep friendship. I think people are going to want real live friends more this year than ever before, because statistically, fewer and fewer people have close friends. And I think alongside this sort of like tangibility, I think the desire and the value for real personal interaction with the other is going to be big time in this year.
I fully agree. I think if, I think we're fooling ourselves to believe that there aren't still repercussions of COVID lockdowns and stuff. And those repercussions being like, friendships and camaraderie. Like I still feel the effects of that. Even just how I don't even know how to word it. I think that's still like affecting us more than we realize. So I think that's for sure spot on. Friendships.
Yeah, I think and not vlogger friendships, not David Dobrik style friendships. I'm talking about like meeting up at coffee shops regularly kind of friendships.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
Which will be sick.
Friendships without any benefits except for friendship.
Right. Exactly.
No strings attached friendships.
Right. Yeah. So that'll be nice, hopefully. What's in this? Yeah, what else we got?
I wrote respecting the audience is in. I think that's kind of tied into everything we're saying, but I guess it came to mind with, we talked about dream scenario and how they had to like paint the analogy that they were whatever. They had to show you the analogy that they were painting in the whole first half.
Right.
That's just an example where it was like, yeah, we got it. We're not stupid. Like you could have kept that out and we'd get it. Like hopefully there's more just respect for people's intelligence and, creating things that assume the audience will get it and will be intelligent and can connect the dots and doesn't need to be told to keep watching till the end of the video and doesn't need to be told what the analogy is or the metaphor is. Yep.
I think that's a good one. I think you're totally right about that because as soon as it's the opposite, as soon as it's a dream scenario, you're like, oh, dude, come on, give me some credit here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, or watching a YouTube video. It's like, man, I'm not 5 years old, for the love of God.
Yeah, for sure.
Being 5 years old is going to be in this year.
A lot of 5-year-olds. It's a big year
for 5-year-olds. Yep.
Yeah, for sure. Fingerboarding, still going to be huge.
Yeah, blow up even more so than this year. Which I will say, this year, previously I saw stuff about it and everything. This year I saw like full on companies that make cement mini skate parks. I saw people install sinks that were specifically made for fingerboarding pool skating. I saw people screwing tiny rails to the bottom of their skateboard and flipping their actual skateboard upside down and then doing finger tricks on their skateboard. I saw every imaginable. I had people sending me so many fingerboard like memes on Instagram. We were right about that.
Like, yeah.
I don't know if it was just it always was there and then we just kind of found it, or if it this year. But dude, some of those posts on like fingerboard skate parks and stuff have like 500,000 likes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always hard to know what's just you paying attention and what's it growing. But I think it legitimately grew a lot this year. And some of the fingerboard businesses that I follow have said like, this is the craziest year we've ever done for sales and whatnot.
Sick.
And that dude.
Well, there's like fingerboard drops that sell out in like 2 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah. And this guy, there's a whole documentary about this, but this guy built a fingerboard spot in Queens, New York.
Yeah.
And it just, God, it's so beautiful because now it's just this like legendary fingerboard spot, but it seems like people just go there, and what a great way to meet people and make real life friendships. Like, I gotta say, I think last year, honestly, I was still in a bit of like the fingerboarding is ironic phase. It was like a funny, goofy, silly thing. Yeah. I don't think that anymore. I think it's just such a legitimate, beautiful hobby. Like, I was in Toronto, and Toronto has maybe one of only 2 in the world dedicated fingerboard stores, because usually they have to do other things to make enough money. This shop in Toronto was nothing but a fingerboard shop. And I was by myself in Toronto. I was kind of meeting with some people, but that day I was completely by myself. So I was like, I'm going to go to this fingerboard store. Ended up being there for like an hour and a half, just fingerboarding with the shop employees, talking to them, hearing about where they lived and what they've done in their lives and all this stuff that like where else is that going to happen?
Yeah,
Like,
for
what
real.
other scenario am I going to meet a stranger in Toronto,
Yep.
hear about their life story for an hour and a half, and get to know them?
Dude, and skate
Meanwhile,
shops
we're
have
just
always had a
fingerboarding.
little bit of that, but fingerboard is like a
totally.
whole nother level because you can just do it there, you know?
Yeah, totally. And I've always connected more to nerdy type people because I myself am a massive nerd, where skate shops have always had a level of like intimidation to me, and you have to have
Yeah.
a level of coolness about you. Fingerboarding, you don't gotta have that.
Dude, that is so cool. That's so awesome.
So-
I know. What a great, I'm so glad you found it when you did, because
Yeah.
there was a very real, that was probably the best thing that ever came out of our mountain bike filming job. That's not entirely true, but
Totally. One of the great
one
things.
of the great things. Yeah. One of the many great
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah,
So-
so that's in again this year. What's the thing
Yeah.
that's in that's like maybe not necessarily so much of a good in?
Not a good in.
Yeah, like unfortunately this is in. Oh, well, I feel like like pretty unavoidable as like politics are in this year for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a weird dark hole to go down, but man, to me, never mind. I don't even want to go down into it because
Okay.
it's going to make me sad. It's
Yeah,
going to make
okay.
me sad.
Yeah.
I'll think of a more fun bad in, but
Yeah.
I think, I was just thinking of something earlier. Okay. This one's no. There's too many controversial ones
Do
that I
it,
don't
just
know if
do
I
it,
want to
just do it.
dive into. Okay. All right. I'm just
You
gonna,
don't have
I'm
to-
gonna leave
Yeah, just leave it open to interpretation.
gonna leave this one open to interpretation. It's just hard because you know how I actually feel and
Okay,
how
I'll be
it might
stone
come
cold. I
across.
won't reveal anything.
I think religion will be used for clout. I think that's going
Oh.
to be in for
Whoa.
2024.
I think you're
I think I'm
right.
seeing the writing on the walls where even if it's not a true, authentic belief and faith,
Yeah.
I think religion for clout is brewing.
Dude, I think you're right. And I also think we're like way past due for another like evangelical revival.
Yeah.
Or like,
yeah.
it's past time. It's just like everything. There's like cycles of everything. And we are definitely back in a cycle where it's going to be like, that's going to be a popular thing. I think you're right.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, a great, strange example. Do you know Gideon? Did you ever watch Gideon, the YouTuber?
No.
He was like a prankster comedy YouTube and like pretty edgy stuff, honestly.
Yeah.
Pretty like edgy prank comedy type stuff.
Yep.
And now he streams Bible studies, and that's all he does.
No
like
way.
such a crazy term, and he does it on Rumble. So it's odd because it's honestly. So he has a deal with Rumble. He's getting paid to stream on Rumble.
Dude.
So it's just this weird thing of like, are you serious? I still can't tell if it's serious
Yeah.
or not. And not like I go over to Rumble to watch his streams, but I just hear that. And it's such a drastic turn from what he was doing.
That's interesting. That's really interesting.
Yeah. But I don't know. I just think the writing's on the wall there with all this weird Andrew Tate stuff and like just kind of a gross like using it as a mask more than it just like actually being part of your life. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
hey,
I don't know.
that's just
It
me
will be interesting
judging.
to see. I think the truth is like religion in general is going to be kind of on the rise over maybe this year, maybe over the next couple of years. And I think you're going to see every version of that. I think you're going to see a lot of good that comes from that. And I think you're going to see, as usual with religion, coming from a religious person, you're going to see a lot of bad come from it too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it
totally.
as just is the case with something that pertains to something so personal, it's like there's going to be a lot that comes with that. But I think you're right. Honestly, it does seem like it's more and more of a like talked about thing. Cause I don't know. It is an interesting.
Yeah. I mean,
topic.
for me, like, the prediction of using it for clout is obviously a bad thing, but I mean, I'm fully with you. Geez, there's plenty of good that can and will come from that. And man, if that just means more people are more like introspective and have a spiritual component of their life, that's a great thing. Like, if you're just trying to better yourself and better how you treat other people and incorporate a spiritual practice in your life, like that's a net good,
Yeah, it's true. It's definitely like so easy to start dividing into teams though, based on that exact same, you know what I mean? It's like, this is my good, that's your good, like what's the actual true good? And so, it does lead to, inevitably it leads to a lot of disagreement and stuff. But on a completely way more like innocent tone, I do think it also it's gonna open the door to a bunch more interaction with like art that is often cast aside because of that. I just recently, so because of my new, now that I'm a real vinyl guy, I went to a thrift store and got a bunch of I got this freaking record, dude, called The 7 Last Words of Christ. And it's exactly like, remember when we went into that church and wherever it was and they were playing the doom organ music and it was the scariest thing ever? Dude, it's literally a vinyl album of just that. Like this no gothic way. Doom organ and then like this scary choir and everything. And cool. I just gotta, I'm sorry, I have to show you this album cover.
Yeah. At first I thought it was literally just a record that had the last 7 words Christ said.
Oh, and then it's over.
Yeah.
Look at this. Look at this absolute work of art, dude.
Whoa. That looks like a Kendrick Lamar album cover.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Dude, like this whole aesthetic, if this aesthetic comes back, like doom organ, I'm into that. Like,
and you just bought it because it was at a thrift store and the cover art was sick, and then you put it on at home and realized it was doom organ.
Yes,
that's cool,
dude.
What an exciting adventure of a find. That's sick.
It was an exciting adventure, and now this is just like all the fonts and everything, and it's so sick. So, there's some redeemable qualities with highly religious things like this epic doom album.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the 7 last words of Christ are forgive them for they know not what they do. That's like more metal than any metal album I have. It's so awesome.
Dang, that is pretty metal.
Yeah. So anyway.
I'm glad you said that. I couldn't remember. I thought it was Live, Laugh, Love. Either that.
He said it twice. The last 7 words are live, laugh, love, live, laugh, love, dude.
Yeah. Dude.
Life moves pretty fast.
Yeah, either that or life moves pretty fast.
If you don't look around once in a while, you just might miss it. Well, okay, so that was a good one. That was a good one, Jake. I think that's an interesting insight.
Thanks.
Yeah.
You got any final ins before we move to outs?
Final ins are... No, I think that's good for ins.
Yeah. All right.
Outs.
We already said texting. Done.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Quit texting.
Knock it off, kook.
I already said smartphone addiction.
Can I also put Instagram DMs in texting? Nothing is worse than Instagram DMs.
Yeah. Yeah. Throw that in there.
Yep.
Out. Even though that's how we became friends.
Dude, we're already friends. I don't need anything else ever again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Back when we met though via Instagram DMs, that was like a thing though. It was like meetup and collab vibe was like totally a thing. Now it's like it's kind of a thing to just resent DMs.
Yeah, true. Well, they're also just so spammy now too.
Yeah, they really are.
There's so many like
I do love like when a close friend sends a meme that I would like, but I've been I get in the thing where there'll be a thread of memes someone will send me and I'll just be like, okay, if I open this all the time, I'm going to be consistently checking. So I'm going to let them stack up and then I'll watch like 15 of them and then I'll reply. But the problem is now I have like 8 or 9 threads of people who, God bless their souls, just want to make me laugh. And they've stacked up like so long. And now it's like, I'm going to have to set aside a day to catch up on everything. So sorry, everybody. I suck.
My personal rule with memes, because it happens to me all the time where I see a meme and I'll be like, Shaffer would think this is hilarious. I got to send it to him. But I don't, because my personal rule is I want to show them in person. So I just never send memes unless I can show someone in person, because it's so much better to laugh together over the thing than just get a response, haha.
I do have a lot of friends with some pretty swag meme capabilities, but for someone who doesn't send them, you've got some serious artillery in that phone of yours.
Yeah, that's because I let it brew, And then by the time I see you, I'm like, okay, what are the 3 that are actually worth showing him in person now?
Yeah. You let them ferment.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, other outs.
So I think we're on the precipice of vertical video being out. My reason being, the Apple Vision Pro comes out this year, and man, that's going to be a slow burn here. So I don't know if this is necessarily out yet, but I think we might start seeing the writing on the wall for vertical video to be out. Because if glasses and wearables and augmented reality becomes like the thing, I think that's going to slowly roll out the phone, and we'll be back to just looking at the worlds. And at that point, like, because if you record video on your phone to be watched in the Apple Vision headset, you're going to record it sideways. I don't even remember what it's called anymore. Landscape. Horizontal. But man, I say that at the same time of being like, I just hope the Apple Vision tanks miserably, because I just don't want that future for us.
I know. I don't know anyone that does, but it sure seems like inevitable, which is kind of a bummer. But I just think that, I think we're so far away from it still. I just think it has to be more practical than that.
Yeah.
I say that, but we're talking on a laptop, which is by no means a practical thing to use like for day-to-day life. So I don't know. Who knows? But
yeah, I don't know either.
But I'm sure you saw this. I would be surprised if you didn't. But I did hear MBKHD make the argument that even though it's not completely ideal, 4x3 is kind of like the most universal useful format, because it's the biggest space you can take up on a phone while also being completely watchable on a laptop. So it's like, it's not good. It's like the notches on the phones, but it's also like, it's kind of the most universal, which is interesting.
Totally. Yeah, maybe that's what got my brain thinking on this anyway, because I do remember him saying that, and I've posted a 4x3 on Instagram. I think that was the last thing I posted, was a 4x3 video on Instagram. I was like, this is great. This makes the most sense, because then I don't have to film any stupid vertical things for Instagram. I can just post my normal horizontal videos, but post it in 4:3 on Instagram, and it takes up enough of the screen to like look good, but doesn't have to be a stupid vertical video. So that's true. It might be the ultimate format. Maybe it's 4x3 for the rest of time forever.
Probably. That's probably what it is. Well, that alone, because I'm going to ride the 4x3 train till it crashes, dude. Usually I'm like, oh, this is like, whatever, this is trendy and everything, so I gotta be a special snowflake. But for 4x3, I'm a huge fan of the look. I'm a huge fan of how easy it is to do composition in 4x3. I think it's got a nice aesthetic. My very expensive film camera only shoots 4x3, so that's a good enough reason. And then when I heard MBKHD have one good thing to say about it, I was like, well, my last, no, that's not true. I've had a couple 4x3 videos this year, but I'm going to keep them rolling out for now because.
Well, I was going to say, it fits your style and your mood so perfectly. It makes perfect sense. And I say that because I'm currently editing a 3-part video series that I don't want to say too much yet, because I don't know how long it's going to take me, but I'm editing a 3-part series where so far 2 of them are in 4x3 and the third one is in anamorphic, mostly because like if I did all of them in 4x3, it just doesn't make sense for the third one. Like the third one has such a different mood and feeling that 4x3 has a more like whimsical or even a more organic home movie feel. It just has a more like real feel.
Yeah.
And by the third video, I was looking for a more ethereal, spacey, futuristic type of feeling.
Yeah.
And in my eyes, that needed anamorphic.
I wish these were done because that is such a good, because I know what this 3-part series is and I know exactly why that third one needs to be anamorphic. And we're going to have to circle back on that when they're all done because that's so brilliant. You're so right. The third one needs to be anamorphic.
Yeah. So that to say, like, I don't know. It's cool that a freaking aspect ratio carries a feeling, and it's cool that like fits your like style that you're going after. Cause the composition, the way it works is just so beautiful. I'm a big fan of it.
It is definitely like subject matter dependent, because I made that video about like whatever, like the stealing thing with Alec, and that one was 16:9 because it was a very 16:9 feeling video. But I think a lot of the aesthetic I've been interested in lately is definitely more of a 4x3. It lends itself to 4x3 a lot better. But it's just interesting because then also you see things that are 4x3 that aren't in that style, and it feels so weird. Like Yuto Horigome, I don't know if you saw his like most recent video part, but it was like all VX footage cut to 4x3. Or not VX footage, like just like whatever HD camcorder style.
Oh, okay.
But it just looked so weird because it wasn't like, it's just weird. I don't know. It's an interesting discussion.
Yeah. Like, I mean, imagine seeing, I don't know, like the
Oppenheimer in 4x3.
Yeah. Oppenheimer. Yeah.
Yeah. Or the
like
creator.
That.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be so weird in 4x3.
Sometimes on YouTube, you'll find that sometimes in cinematic YouTube, you find the overlap of anamorphic flares in a 4x3 screen. And you're just like, that's like hyper specifically kook, but it's mega kook.
Yeah. Whoa.
Word to the wise.
Weird pairing.
No anamorphic flares in a 4x3 video. That's completely illegal.
Yeah. Wow. Interesting. I don't know if I have any more outs, at least that I've written down.
Well, you had a point about the 4x3 earlier, and I'm curious if we hit it or if it was something different.
Oh, I think, my point was, thinking that vertical video is out and 4x3 being this like perfect transitionary version where you can film things horizontal for the VR headsets and for YouTube, but still use 4x3 as the vertical format. That was basically it. Was 4x3 is the new vertical video format.
Well, I don't even want to say this because it bums me out so much, but I also do kind of think we're going to start to see the precipice of the film look as well. I think it's on the beginnings of the way out for real, at least in this iteration, because it'll always be around. There'll always be the film look thing, just like anamorphic was super, super popping in 2013, and now it's still around, but it's not the same as it was. I think the digital video, and not even like VHS style, I'm just talking like digital video. Like, I don't know, dad cam has been on the rise at the end of this year, but I think it's going to continue to be on the rise.
Yeah, totally.
I think the DV cam is going to replace the film thing, at least as far as this like full on aesthetic trend thing is concerned.
Look.
Yeah. Which I'm not super stoked about, but I think the writing's on the wall at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard once you've lived through enough trends. It's hard to be like, okay, is this just going to go back to what it was? You know, are we just going to revert back to the teal and orange and anamorphic stuff? Because I was thinking about this with fashion, you know, like when I got my first pair of skinny jeans, it was so like mind-blowingly revolutionary to me because I grew up wearing baggy Jinko jeans. Yeah. And then when I got my first pair of skinny jeans, I had to buy girl jeans so that I could get skinny jeans. And it felt so groundbreaking because you couldn't even buy dude skinny jeans. And now obviously baggy is the style and has been for a while. But it's like, well, now what? Like, are we just eventually going to go back to skinny again and just endlessly be in a cycle of skinny jeans, baggy jeans, skinny jeans, baggy
Dude,
jeans? I
saw a picture of my dad from the 80s and he had the mullet, the mustache, he had his ears pierced, he had like a jean shirt, like a denim shirt on, and he looks like every one of my friends. I was like, this literally could have been taken in Gunnison yesterday.
Yeah.
I think it literally just cycles completely. Like, cause dude, the
perfect.
I mean, now honestly, what we're really going to be seeing, if history truly folds in on itself, is bell bottoms are coming in, baby. You're going to see some Richie Jackson bell bottom jeans this year.
Oh man. I did see this brand that doesn't make full on bell bottoms, but they make like flare pants.
That's like it's almost, like, it's not going to be bell bottoms. It's going to be like, something like that.
These pants I saw looked sick. They were like, they're kind of baggy, but they're tighter at the knees and they're looser around the shoe. They lend really well to wearing the Osiris D1s or whatever, like the big chunky shoes. They're pretty cool.
Well, even the evolution of baggy was kind of interesting because I feel like it went from like just like general baggy jeans, and then it kind of went through like a parachute pants, like scrunchy at the bottom, like mega baggy, but I don't know. It's just, who knows, man? Who knows? Pants are in an egg. I don't know about that one.
I know you haven't seen Dark, right? Have you watched Dark yet?
God, no.
Oh, well, you should, at least season 1. But the whole point of me bringing it up is it's so much about like, it's about time and cycles. And there's just this old guy that keeps going, it's going to happen again. It's going to happen again. And that's just what makes me think of these cycling trends, is that old crazy guy sitting in his house repeating it's going to happen again. Because that's the reality we're living in. It's all just going to happen again. No matter what you do, no matter how hard you fight it.
Like powdered wigs and like those like huge buttons and those big coats, and you like wear them out in the rain and just get drenched.
Oh man, yeah, dude. Once Gilead happens, powdered wigs are gonna be back.
Well, if Hamilton didn't bring powdered wigs back, I don't know if they have another shot. That was as close as it could have possibly gotten, I feel like, but
it's gonna happen once AI starts creating its own colonies. And so there's like the AI future tech colonies, but then there's also the like real life living colonies. You know what I mean? Yeah. So there's going to be the groups of people that go deep into the future and marry robots and stuff like that. They're like the hybrid cyborg people.
Yeah, and then there will be the equal opposing force.
Yeah, there'll be the equal opposite force that makes colonies, and they're like wear pilgrim hats and they only use hand tools, no power tools.
Pilgrims versus robots is the future.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
there's gonna be colonies. Right. Powdered wigs might be back. It might not be 2024, but maybe like 2034. There's going to be a colony of powdered wig wearing, hand tool using, piano playing people.
Yeah, I agree. It's inevitable. You can't avoid it.
Yeah.
Oh, I got one more. I think A24 style movies are in, and I think A24 is out.
Yeah. I was trying to think of a prediction with A24 because it's getting predictable.
It is getting predictable. It's predictably unpredictable.
Yeah, like a production company shouldn't have a style.
Yeah.
It's weird that you can say the A24 style and people know what you mean. Like you don't say it has the MGM style. Mm-hmm. But
MGM is in, dude. I'm
they
not
did
even
make
kidding.
Salt brands, so
MGM is in for sure. Well, with A24, it's just like, I think what happened is Everything Everywhere All at Once won every possible award in the world, and then everyone in that circle was just like, oh, well, we got to do that. And so everything has been, and unfortunately, like, I just think unless you're those guys, unless you're the Daniels, you're not going to make another Everything Everywhere All at Once. I'm not saying the stuff they've been making is bad, except it sounds like Dream Scenario wasn't that good. But even like, I don't know. I just think the style is very much in and is here to stay, but I think the A24 itself is getting a little bit A24 for their own good, in my opinion. But
I hope A24 just supports, signs on, whatever the right word is, makes more diverse styles of films, because I think that would help a lot to keep funding independent, unique stories, but have it be a little broader style base.
Yeah, I agree.
Because man, if the winner is MGM, that sucks. Because MGM is just Amazon. I don't want Amazon to win even more.
I know.
So
yeah, but I do think we've at least hit critical mass on the superhero thing. It seems like even superhero.
I think you're right. I hope
movie viewers don't even like going to superhero movies anymore. So. We've done it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that was on my brain when I was saying respecting the audience is in, to where maybe superhero movies stay, but hopefully they at least respect their audience enough to like.
Yeah, I should say the classical format, of bigger, worse boss, just endlessly defeated.
Yeah.
The franchise died when Iron Man died, which is hilarious because that was the best thing they ever did.
Yeah.
I've never seen Iron Man.
That doesn't
I've never seen the
me.
Avengers.
Yeah, I think I saw the first Avengers, and I think that was the last one I ever saw.
Wow.
So.
Yeah. I don't think we did very good making a very comprehensive list again this year, but that's okay.
Me neither. But that's okay. Braxton will compile it into a blog article.
Yeah, true, exactly.
Yeah.
If you had to bring us home, maybe. This has been a long one, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it has. We had to talk about juggling. We had to review juggling clubs.
I know. Someone has. No one has the bravery to talk about it. If you had to sum up the whole rest of the year, all of 2024 in one word, what is the word? And then we'll wrap her up, maybe.
I have to sum up 2024 in one word?
Yeah, just a word, a theme word, a thesis word.
Theme word for 2024.
There's a lot of pressure too because you get final say.
Final say.
This is the Jake Frew 2024 thesis.
Oh no. Okay. Can I pick one aspirational word and one accurate word?
Sure.
One aspirational word for summing up 2024. Friendship.
Okay.
No.
Okay, not friendship.
What's the never mind. Screw friendship. What's the opposite of ethereal?
Ethereal.
Ethereal. This is so hard with one word. Okay, I'm just gonna make it quick. Okay, aspirational word for 2024.
Yep.
Stillness.
Okay, I like it.
Accurate word for 2024. Pandemonium.
Okay.
I think
you're. Oh no, that was final say.
Oh, it's just me?
It's just you. Every year we do.
Oh
Jake's
man.
Thesis. Words.
Okay, well then you get a final say for me. I'm gonna kick off apologies.
Okay.
By apologizing to my dear business partner, Shaffer Nickel.
Whoa.
I need to apologize because I have not even mentioned or brought up Shaffer's pick of the week in months now.
Oh.
And that's my favorite part of the podcast is Shaffer's pick of the week. So I think you owe us Shaffer's pick of 2023. The number one piece.
Obviously, it's Avatar.
Of art.
Obviously, it's Avatar too. Think of how good that movie is.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. Perfect.
Yeah, that's it. I haven't seen it, but that's definitely the best of the year.
Well, make sure to...
Was that this year? That was last year.
Was it?
I don't know. Even if it was last year, it extends into this year. It's the greatest work of art ever created.
Yeah. Greatest work of the decade.
Who needs plot holes when you have tentacles?
Yeah. Man, well, with that, make sure you subscribe on YouTube so that we can hit 1,000 subscribers so that Shaffer can finally watch the greatest piece of work of the entire decade.
Yeah.
And thanks for leaving reviews so that Braxton would release our greatest work of the Barbie review movie.
Yep, we hit... How many did we need? 600?
We hit 709 subscribers. Yes, that's exactly what we needed.
Exactly what we needed. All right. Yeah, thanks, everybody.
Thanks everyone. And yeah. Have a great New Year's. Make some cool resolutions. Make some friends. Call your friends. Don't text your friends. Yeah. You got any last words for 2023?
No, you had final word.
Oh,
you are the ultimate king of 2020. Oh, for 2023. Oh, last words for 2023 is thanks. That's it. Thanks for Amen.
Amen.